Hey guys, it's me again, Kelsey. Thank you for staying at my channel that I have here on YouTube. I know I haven't posted in a while. I've wanted to, but like sometimes I kind of get in these moods where I don't know what to talk about, or like I feel like people won't like give a shit about what I have to say. And I know that that's probably not true, like realistically, like logically, but I guess like emotionally, I feel like people just don't give a shit about what I have to say. Sorry if you hear background noise. I have 3 ferrets and they're just like running around being little dipshits, so excuse them. Can you guys pipe the fuck down, please? They're probably not gonna listen. But I'm inspired right now to make a video about something. Okay, so I'll just dive right into it. I'm Kelsey. Welcome back to my channel. I'm diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I just got off the phone with my mom, my sister, and my grandma. My mom's in the hospital right now because she's got like severe health issues due to her own actions that have led her to the position that she's in today. But anyway, God, this is so triggering to talk about. Just bear with me. I called my mom to make sure that she was okay because she was getting a blood transfusion. Like her hemoglobin is low or something, and she's got like very severe heart issues. Half of her organs are failing. And in a way, I've kind of just like detached a little bit from that because I know that she still continues to make the same lifestyle choices, even though like her doctors are like, hey, it's killing you. She doesn't care. So I just like, you know, whenever she's like, oh, I'm getting this procedure done today. Oh, I have to get this done now to my organ now. Yeah, it's awful. But like, there's only so much like empathy that you can give to a person when they're like, they do it to themselves. But anyway, I called her to check on her to see if she was okay. And the conversation was going great. A little backstory for those of you that are new here. I don't have a good relationship with my mom. And I don't really talk to any of my family that much. It's very rare. Anyway, my mom, my grandma, my sister were all there, and the conversation was going great. And then I want to say maybe like an hour into the phone call, this was like a 2.5 hour phone call. I'd say about an hour in, my grandma chimes in, and she starts asking me these like very deep questions about how I feel towards my mother. Totally out of left field. Because we've had these conversations before, and every single time that these conversations get had, my mom always gets defensive, tries to shift blame onto other people, typically me. Typically I'm the scapegoat. And she'll start crying. And no one believes me. Which is fine. They don't have to believe me. I grew up with her. I know the difference between my mother's real cry and my mother's fake cry, because they're 2 completely different cries. Night and day. When my mother's actually really crying and they're genuine tears, she runs to her bedroom, shuts the door, and it's like all of these feelings that have been living inside of her for so many years well up, and she explodes into tears. Like, I mean, like full-on sob, hyperventilation, like, and when she's genuinely crying, she doesn't want anyone to see her. Like, she wants to be left alone. She'll be in her room and cry for like 5-10 minutes, and then she'll come out of her room and act like nothing happened. And you will be expected to act like nothing happened as well. So, and her fake cries are not like that. I've seen her fake cry a lot. But, anyway, the conversation went from me making sure she was okay to my grandma opening up this can of worms. And it's interesting because there was something that happened in the middle between this conversation and that conversation. And what happened right in the middle was me paying more attention to my sister. Just briefly. Very briefly. Majority of the conversation, I was giving my mom attention. I was giving my attention to my mother. But very briefly, I put the attention on my little sister. At that point, what did my mom say? I think she said that like she wanted her phone back or something because I was talking to my little sister through my mom's phone. Because I called my mom, talking to my mom, and then I'm talking to my sister. So my sister is holding my mom's phone. And as soon as I make it about my sister, my mom's like, I want my phone back. And then something else got said, and then my grandma brought up the topic of why do you think that, I remember what it was. No, I think my order of things is a little bit mixed up. You'll have to forgive me. Like this shit is so traumatizing. This toxic family dynamic that I have been raised in is so traumatizing and triggering that sometimes it can be hard to recall specifics. So I'll just give you the gist. By the way, sorry it's taking me 7 minutes to tell you what the video is going to be about today. What this video is going to be about is what it looks like with examples, like real life examples, what it looks like when you have a narcissistic mother. You are the scapegoat. You went from being the golden child to the scapegoat. And then your grandma probably is narcissistic as well. You know what? It might just run in the family. I'm not sure. Anyway, the whole conversation was just a narcissist, a scapegoat, and then the rest were flying monkeys. And I'm just going to serve to you on a platter what that would look like if it was in a conversation. Because I had it for 2.5 hours on the phone. So my grandma started asking me, well, honey, my sister believes that my boyfriend is a narcissist because they're not married. They were, but they got divorced. And I know you said that you believe that your mother is a narcissist. Now, my boyfriend and your mother are two different people. So explain that. Like totally out of left field. And I'm like, well, just because two people might have bipolar, it can actually look completely differently on two different people. And honestly, debating, arguing, trying to explain things to my family, I almost have to do it I don't want to say I have to do it like they're 5 years old, which is kind of true if they actually are narcissists. They don't go to therapy. They don't go to therapy. So there's no shot in hell they would ever get diagnosed. This is just my opinion. I was raised by my mother. There's certain things that are very telling. And in my humble opinion, I think I was raised by a narcissist. Not someone with narcissistic traits. I want to be very clear. I do not think that I was raised by someone who has narcissistic traits. I believe that I was raised by someone that has narcissistic personality disorder. Which leads me to this. The topic of my personality disorder got brought up in the conversation. I have borderline. I'm diagnosed with it. And I brought up the fact that, I think that this is genetic. Because the traits that I see in me, I actually see more of in you. I think that I got it from you, but I'm just not as bad as you are, though. And whenever I bring up the fact that I believe that I got it genetically from you, you know what my mom and my grandma both do? They get defensive fast as fuck, and they just like go deep into denial, and they come up with like 100 things to say of like why that can never be true. It's like, hold on, like it's 2023. Is being a narcissist bad? It's not good, but you know, there's a lot of awareness going on, and you know, we're not looking at narcissists as monsters anymore. We're more so looking at them as like damaged people that don't know that they are damaging other people, but sometimes they do know. And I tried to explain that, like, I'm not blaming you, like, this isn't like a whose fault is it sort of thing. I'm just saying that, like, you always want to, like, shift the blame onto me and have me be the scapegoat. Well, I'm letting you know that genuinely in my heart, I believe that I got it from you. And, you know, I can say that as nice as possible. I can say that in 50 different languages, nicely and politely as I can. It doesn't make a difference. My mom and my grandma, they have this in common. My mother and my grandma have this in common. You could catch them red-handed. Actually, my grandma's a little bit better about this. If you catch my grandma red-handed, she'll admit to it. But if you don't catch her red-handed, there's a high % chance that she won't be able to accept the blame. However, my mother, if you catch her red-handed, it don't matter. She's gonna try to like make you think that you didn't see what you just saw. And God, that is the most infuriating thing. Like, oh my God. If you're watching this video, then you probably have experienced this yourself. Unless you're just like watching this for like research purposes, but y'all probably know the feeling that I'm talking about. Like, they did it right in front of you, and now they're trying to like run circles around you to try to get you to like be delusional and be like, oh yeah, no, I didn't see anything. It's like, it's belittling, it's disrespectful, it's infuriating, it'll make you go crazy. And that's what I was raised around. That was my mom. Anyway, I feel like I'm ADHD, and I'm going to pause this video, and for the rest of the video, I'm actually just going to like jot in my notes real quick to try to make this like, what's the word? Organized. So, please hold. Okay, so I kind of have my thoughts somewhat organized. They'll never be fully organized because I'm an unmedicated ADHDer, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. So, really, I wanted to make this video about, like, specifically the pain that you experience when you have a family that is highly, like, narcissistic, and you've been trapped in that dynamic for a very long time. But then you come out of it. You've now escaped. Your life's not great. You're not fully healed yet, but at least you've created that distance, right? And their hold on you is not that tight anymore. But you have a little sister. And your little sister has to go through the exact same thing that you went through. And you just, every time that you try to intervene, my ferret's getting through my desk drawers. Go play. Go play, baby. Go run around in your tunnels. Okay. Every time that you've tried to intervene in the past, you've always been made to look like public enemy number one. My mom's even called the cops on me more than once. and you go in trying to be the hero, but you end up leaving kind of feeling like brainwashed and like confused, and like now everyone looks at you as the enemy. Which, I mean, if you know about narcissistic dynamics, you know how that goes. They don't take accountability, they shift the blame, they'll get the flying monkeys against you. The whole perception of reality gets skewed in their benefit. Not in reality, but in their benefit. But yeah, I wanted this video to be about the pain that you experience when you kind of have to leave someone behind. My sister talks about emancipation, but you know, she's guilt tripped out of it. Gosh, I also want to talk about grooming. Like, I know that, like, at least from what I've seen on the internet, usually when people talk about grooming, it's like about like how an old guy will groom like a young girl to, you know, like fill in the blank. And typically that's like what people refer to when they refer to grooming. Women groom too. Like, I think I was groomed growing up. I think that my mom groomed me so that I would be like hyper vigilant. Like, she definitely instilled fear in me, and I think she's doing it to my sister now. And I just feel like, okay, there's a lot of like emotions that like, should I be trying again? Should I like stay back? Should I stop trying? It just always seems like something bad happens anytime that I try. So, anyway, my mom instilled a lot of fear in me growing up. There's a lot of harsh punishment. And if you're not new to my channel, then you already know that. I don't think I've said all of it though, but basically, you know, my mom instilled fear, and she didn't always have to. Like, if you instill the right amount of fear into a little kid, you don't always have to do it. Like, the next time that you're trying to control them, the first time you want to control them, instill fear, which my mom did. The second time you want to control them, just remind them of what could happen. You're grooming them. You're grooming them to be hyper vigilant of certain cues and like subtle like signs of like when you're gonna become upset, and like, what do you want me to do to avoid you becoming upset so that I can feel safe and not be punished by you? And I gotta say, these grooming effects have not gone away in me, even though I've left my mom and I've distanced myself from my whole family. The effects of being groomed in that way still are there. They live inside of me still. And I should probably talk to my therapist about that. I talked to her again on Monday. We have so much to talk about Monday. I don't even know if we'll have time to talk about this, but I'll write it down. Talk to therapists about. I'm very forgetful. Talk to them about grooming, especially when it comes to like trying to bring subconscious things to the conscious. It's a very painful, stressful, taxing thing to do, and so like sometimes like I'll get like a glimpse of my subconscious, but it'll last for like a second, and then it'll go right back to my subconscious. That happens sometimes, and I think that, you know, that's just a part of the process of becoming aware. It's not easy, and it can be painful. So like, you know, your brain's trying to like save you from being in pain, da 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 da. But then other times, like, I'll fully become aware of something, and I'll like will have fully had the time to like comprehend it and everything and accept it. But then like the next day, I'll forget. Like, I'll still forget. And I don't know if that's like a trauma thing. I'm sure it is. Or if it's also just like I have a bad memory. I feel like it's probably both. But anyway, my sister. So, yeah, I noticed that as soon as I was paying more attention to my sister, that's when the conversation really took like a hefty turn in a very negative direction. And I actually stood up for myself. Like, I actually didn't let them blame me for anything. And when they tried to like, what's that, how they rewrite history, I like stayed firm in my reality. I didn't let them like manipulate me out of it. But then what they usually do on top of that is they'll usually get my little sister to like try to talk sense into me. And my little sister, I mean, I don't blame her. She kind of has to take their side. But it used to be so painful. It's a little bit less painful now because I'm used to it. Like, whenever she starts to do it, I'm like, okay, she's been groomed and she's been given the signal or the cue to go into flying monkey mode against me, the scapegoat. And this used to be so excruciatingly painful, aggravating, painful. But I've gotten used to it. And so that's kind of better for me, but worse for her. And, you know, every time that like she's mentioned, you know, she wants to go to therapy, like my sister's not allowed to do things that would benefit her. Things that would benefit my sister's like healing and her health. Conveniently, she's not allowed to do those things. Which is not a coincidence. It's just, but like my family will go to like great lengths to try their best to make something seem like it's a coincidence. When it's not. It's literally just like the dynamic that I'm like 90% out of this dynamic, but I do feel like 10% of me is still in it. And I don't know what's going to happen when my mom dies. She's on her last leg. Like, she's really, really, really dug herself into the ground. It's coming soon, I know. And I know that she like doesn't tell us the full extent of her health issues. I already know that. Like she'll tell us about like a procedure that she had to get done. Like she'll let us know today about a procedure that she got done 3 years ago. That's just how she is. She's very secretive, and like it's almost like she'll use like her health issues, which she did to herself, but it's almost like she'll use those health issues that she has as like tools when she like needs something. Like 3 years ago she got a procedure done. She'll like keep it a secret, but now today she's going to tell you about it because she needs that pity today. God, she's just so calculative and manipulative and just, oh God, I don't need to explain the symptoms of narcissism. You already know what it is. I'm really just trying to tell you that there was a point to this video. I feel like I go in so many directions and I really can't help it. But anyway, oh yeah, another thing. whenever I mention the fact that where I got my personality disorder from is from them, I'm immediately met with denial, defensiveness, and then when I ask them, hey, I've already spoke to my biological father. No mental illness runs on his side of the family. It's just on your side. Like, I didn't come from 3 people. I came from 2, and I already checked with 1, so you're the only one left. So I just got a question for you. How come every time that I mention that, like, this is genetic, mind you, I've only mentioned it like twice, and today was the 3rd time. Like, it really gets to them when I say this. And I'm not even trying to, like, get at them. I'm just, like, noticing that, like, this really bothers them when I say that. But anyway, whenever I mention that, like, it's genetic and it's probable that I got it from my mom's side, I'm immediately met with denial, defensiveness. It's your fault, Kelsey. This is your problem. You did this. I didn't do anything. Like, I'm not trying to blame you. Like, you literally asked me, and I'm answering the question. My grandma was like, why do you feel like your mom's a narcissist? And, like, don't ask questions that you don't want the answer to. And it's so weird, because, like, half of the conversation turned into, like, we shouldn't be bringing up the past. We shouldn't be having this conversation at all. We shouldn't be, like, holding things against each other. We shouldn't be talking about each other's character flaws in any way at all. Then why did you bring it up? Why did you ask me to begin with if this isn't the conversation that you felt like having? Like, there's a million conversations that we could have had. So why did you choose to have this one? And now why are you trying to, like, subtly make it seem as though I'm the one that brought it up? That's the blame shifting shit that I've always had to deal with my entire fucking life. And I gotta tell you, when you've been blamed for things that are not your fault, majority of your life, it makes it really hard to own up to things that actually are your fault. Because I almost feel like I don't have the capacity to anymore. Like, I don't have the space inside of me to be able to, like, accept blame for the things that I've done, because I'm already having to accept the blame for things that other people have done. You know, I'm 27 now. I don't have to anymore, but for 18 years I did have to. For my own safety, I had to. That's a lot of years. God. Oh, shit. I told myself I was gonna love myself. And that there's this movie that I've been wanting to see that's in theaters. It's Scream 6, I think. I think it's Scream 6. Well, I was gonna let them out to play for a little bit, and then I was gonna go see the movie. The movie starts at 10:25 and it's 10:22. Oh well. I feel like me venting is self-love too. I can go see the movie another day. Yeah, 10:25 was the last showing, and I just now realized that we're 3 minutes away from that. It's okay, I still love myself. Venting counts as self-love too. There's another movie that I want to see, Cocaine Bear. It's literally about a bear that's on cocaine, and it, like, kills people. It's so stupid, it's funny. But yeah. Anyway, did I go everything? So I'm the scapegoat. Okay, we got that going. No accountability, blame shifting. Okay, got that. Flying monkeys. The most painful flying monkey is probably my little sister, because I wonder how she's going to end up as an adult. I wonder, like, is she going to have the same identity issues as I do? because, you know, part of her identity is being used as an instrument for our mother. So I wonder how that's gonna affect her daily once she's out of the house. That's my concern. Yeah. I'm sure that this entire video just seemed like one really long, just ADHD train that was supposed to have like a definitive point, but it kind of just instead ended up being like me venting all over the place. So I really hope that whoever watches this was able to gain something from it. Actually, could you please like do me a favor and leave me a comment down below and let me know if like the way my brain works, did you gain anything from this video? I really actually genuinely want to know, because if you did, then I'll probably just keep being unorganized. Like if I still got the message across to you, then there's no need for me to try to organize my brain. Critique me. Please critique me in the comments down below. Tell me what I could be doing better. Tell me what you think I'm doing right. And then what you think I could be doing better. Please like give me like realistic advice that I could actually like realistically start applying to these videos. And then, you know, also compliment me as well on what I do right, because, you know, balance, you know, you can't just talk shit to me. You gotta compliment me too, so. All right, I'm probably gonna end the video here, and I might even make another one tonight. I don't know yet. I'm just gonna post this, play with my ferrets, and then we'll see. Okay. All right. Please subscribe to my channel. I always forget to say that. Oh, and please like the video too. That really helps me. Okay. And sorry I haven't posted in a while. I'm gonna try to do better. But, you know, I'm still like always stuck with that like gnawing feeling that like nobody gives a shit about what I have to say. And it sucks, because it like fucks with me like as I'm talking. It fucks with me while I'm saying words out of my mouth. Like that's how like gnawing it is. But I guess the best way to overcome that would be to like, I have to give a shit about what I have to say. And I struggle with that, because honestly, if I'm being honest, this is like embarrassing, like actually really embarrassing, but understandable though. It's embarrassing, but it's understandable. Part of my brain, even through all the therapy I've been through, all the distance that I've gotten from my family, there's still part of my brain, a lesser part, but still part of my brain that believes their reality instead of mine. Like, yeah. And I don't know if that has to do with like fear of like fully cutting ties, because I think that's what that would mean, because I don't think that they would ever accept me. Like they hated it when I brought up even just like the possibility that, hey, I got my disorder from you. If I ever like 100% like confidently owned my own reality, I don't think I'd be accepted by them anymore at all. And I think that that has to do with like why it's so hard for me to like speak my truth, because I just feel like my truth is tied to losing my loved ones. That's shitty. That's really shitty. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. Wow. But that's how I feel. Because they're not able to acknowledge the truth inside of themselves. And so whenever I speak it, they like don't want me there. They'll get like very they'll try to manipulate me to be on their side, and like whenever it's not working, I know that they'll walk away from me. I know that they will. Like I said, I'm like 90% out of it, but like 10% still in. And I think that this is what that last 10% still is. Maybe I like feel like reliant on them for something still. I mean, I'm 27 years old, but I think like part of me still feels like reliant on my mommy, basically. And I mean, that's embarrassing to say, but I don't know. BPD is just a fear of abandonment. So I don't know. Man, life sucks sometimes. Like, just imagine, like, being raised by someone that, like, is supposed to love you. But all they do is abuse you. Like, that definitely shapes you as a person. And I don't know if I should like be striving to unshape myself or just like deal with the shape that I've been shaped, but like try to make it a slightly better shape. I don't know. Yeah. That's another thing I do. I say I'm going to end the video, and then 7 minutes later, I'm still just like rambling. I have a lot to say. It's just like highly unorganized. I made a lot of videos yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? Maybe it was 2 days ago. And I don't remember what I was talking about. But I made like 3 videos back to back while I was driving, cause like I like accidentally pressed the stop button, so I was gonna like upload one as like part 1 and then part 2, cause I don't know how to like string videos together into one video. Editing is not my passion. I actually actively avoid editing. I don't like it. It's stupid. I mean, it's not stupid. I would actually really love it if someone would like volunteer to edit my videos for me. I like have an extreme hatred towards technology. Like trying to figure out like what type of microphone to buy to make these videos, and like trying to figure out what type of like tripod and like camera or phone. That was hell for me. I did it though. I do not want to be the one that has to edit though. And you know what? I feel like, God, in a lot of ways, I'm so like my mom. And it really holds me back. Like 2 things. More than 2 things, but here's 2 things off the top of my head. I'll like wait around for like people to like come in and do it for me, especially when it's something I don't want to do. But also like something that I've recognized kind of recently about myself, which I'm kind of started talking to my therapist about, but like we didn't like fully dive deep into it yet. I think we probably will Monday. But that's God, it's so embarrassing. Like, morally, I don't agree with this trait that I have. I feel like it's wrong, but, and that's why it's embarrassing to admit to stuff like this, but, like, I do have a sense of entitlement that, like, I should not be having. Like, it's not deserved. It's not, like, I don't know. It's a trait that I have, and I am aware of it now. I acknowledge it, and I accept that that is the way that I think about life. And, yeah, me and my therapist are going to go over that on Monday. Yeah. My mom called me a narcissist. She's like, I didn't want to tell you this, sweetie, because I didn't want you to get angry at me. But I actually think you're the narcissist. Like, and I probably do have narcissistic traits. I do not know if I have, like, NPD. I do believe that my mom does. I don't know if I do or not. I will say I know for a fact I have traits, though. But I just feel like taking exactly what I say to you and then you flipping it and putting it right back onto me, the same fucking thing. Like, what a narcissistic thing to do when you call out the narcissist on their bullshit. Like that's exactly what they would do. They would take what you just said and flip it back on you. Actually, yeah, because that's what one of my exes used to do to me a lot. I was in a very toxic relationship for like 4 years. It was very, very bad. But, you know, they say that we're attracted to whoever reminds us of our parents. And, well, he was probably a narcissist too, or at least had traits. Traits, definitely. Like, traits for sure. NPD, I don't know. He's dead now, actually, which I'm not sad about in any way at all. I don't want to go into exactly everything that I dealt with in that relationship for 4 years. But maybe when I am ready to, I can make a video about that. I haven't even talked to my therapist about that. I've never talked to any of my therapists about that. That's not really something that I open up about it. Like if someone is like telling me about like a bad relationship that they had, I'll be like, oh yeah, I had one too. It was for 4 years. It was really toxic, but I leave it at that. I fucking leave it at that. Like, I'm so embarrassed that I stuck around for 4 years. Like, how weak am I? How dumb am I? And that's how I feel about it. And my aunt is like, you shouldn't blame yourself. My aunt doesn't think that I should blame myself. But I don't really like my aunt because she's like super fucking religious, and she always claims that she doesn't judge people, and she always claims that she's not controlling, and she always claims that she's not going to shove her religion down your throat, but then she does. She does all three of those things. And for those 3 very valid reasons, I don't really like her. But like she does think that I shouldn't blame myself for it. But I disagree. And I don't know if like I guess I don't know who's right. I don't know if I should be agreeing or disagreeing, because like she looks at it as like I was the victim in the situation, and like, you know, I was being abused. I shouldn't blame myself for being abused. Okay, that sounds logical, but this is how I see it though. I chose to stay. Nobody held a gun to my head. Like, I'm just fucking retarded. That's how I look at it. And I don't know if I look at it that way because it makes me feel like a sense of power. Like me owning the fact that I chose to stay, that was my choice that I made, makes me feel like a sense of power about it. Like, I'm not entirely a victim. I'm not entirely helpless. Like, I made my choice. That was my choice that I made. I think that has a lot to do with why I feel like a fucking retard for being in that relationship. Excuse the R word. Are we not supposed to say that? I feel like that's probably one of the words we're not supposed to say. I'm sorry. I say that a lot. Ignore that I said that, please, and I won't say it again. Anyway, I just feel like my whole sense, like my whole understanding of like justice is very skewed. Yeah. Anyway, I slouch a lot. I have really bad posture. And my back hurts, like kind of like crouching down. I could just sit up straight and that'd fix it, but like it doesn't come natural to me to sit up straight. Oh, okay. I have this back pillow and that kind of helps. Actually, that helps a lot. Yeah, that feels good. My mom, my stepdad, who is the man that raised me since I was like 1, so he was my father figure, and that guy that died, the guy that I was with for 4 years and had a kid with, all 3 of them. I don't know how he died. I'm just assuming that it was an overdose. I could be wrong. No one told me how he died. And I didn't even want to know that he died. Like literally people that I haven't spoken to in years messaged me on Facebook and they're like, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you've heard or not, but Kyle passed. Why the fuck did you feel the need to reach out to me after all of these years? Like, do you not remember how he was, or do you not care, or do you believe his story over mine? Like what? Like, leave me the fuck alone. You chose your side. Leave me the fuck alone. Sorry, he's dead now, but that's the side you chose. Leave me the fuck alone. Goodbye. I don't give a shit. Anyway, I'm just assuming how he died was an overdose. I actually don't know how he died, and I really could give a fuck less. But anyway, which, you know, I have a kid with him. I gave her up for adoption, which he very sadistically made sure that all of his friends hated me for that. Apparently no one cared that like he would inject heroin into his face. Apparently no one cared that like there's certain things that he did to me in our relationship that I don't want to talk about, but there's a few things that I'm comfortable putting on the internet. Like, for instance, he was in and out of jail constantly. The list literally goes on and on and on. And me being an 18-year-old, I had just like quit my job. I didn't have a job. I didn't want to be a mother. I felt pressured into having her in the first place, and that's actually a very touchy subject for me that I don't want to go into in this video. But no one gave a shit. No one cared that he was a drug addict criminal, among many other things that I'm not going to be talking about today. No one cared. They all sided with him. No one gave a fuck. No one gave a goddamn shit. Everyone just was like really, really, really quick to hate me for being the mom that gave her a daughter up for adoption. Like, bitch, literally go fuck yourself. I would say go yourself, but I don't want to get banned from YouTube, so I'm just gonna say go fuck yourself. But really, I wouldn't care if you yourself. Like, you're so dumb. You're such a flying ass monkey. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Fuck all of you that sided with him. Like, you're nothing. You probably didn't amount to much either. And actually, a lot of his friends didn't. But anyway. I didn't either. Like, I'm still struggling to heal myself. I live off the government. I'm not stable enough to hold down a job. I would like to get somewhere in life. Don't know where that would be, but I'm open to it. But then this goes back to, you know, my sense of entitlement, and like, I feel like people should just do things for me. Life doesn't work that way, and that's why I made this video, and that's why I'm gonna post it to the internet, and hopefully it gets a lot of views and likes, and I can, you know, be one step closer to reaching, I think I have to do like 4,000 hours of watch time before YouTube will actually start monetizing my videos. I think I'm at like, I want to say like 50 hours. But yeah, a lot of my videos are just half-assed, me rambling in an unorganized fashion. I'll like hop on and I'll be like, hey, I have a point to make today. And then the next 30 minutes is like me trying to like remember the point and like trying to get to it, and it just never happens. I wonder if that's like, I don't know if like it's because of like due to trauma I missed out on like certain like developmental milestones, and like other kids like know how to like formulate their thoughts into like an organized fashion, but like I never developed that skill growing up. Or if it's just like due to trauma, like I was always told to like shut up and go to my room, and like there was fear as a motivator to comply with that. And so like that's the reason why I have such a hard time like articulating and like speaking my truth and like owning and believing my own truth. It could be a mixture of both. I don't know, but it definitely fucking sucks. Like, people think I'm stupid, and like there's so much that goes on up here, but it gets stuck up here. And it's really hard to get it out. And when I am able to get it out, I feel like it just sounds kind of dumb. Oh well, you know, maybe if I keep trying, I'll sound less dumb one day. But yeah. Woohoo! I would like to end this video. Like, actually, I mean it this time. 23 minutes later, I mean it this time. I would like to end this video with a shout out to a YouTuber that I get a lot of, like, is inspiration the correct word? Yeah, I guess so. But like, actually, more so, I just feel like related, like so relatable. Because he's just so fucking all over the place. His brain is just fucking scatterbrain like mine, and I'm into it. Like, I'm like, bro, that's me. Like, if you're here on YouTube doing this, then that makes me feel like I can too, so thank you. But I still struggle with feelings like I can't. But maybe if I watch his videos more, it'll make me feel like I can be just as scatterbrained as I want to be, because he does it and he seems to do just fine here on YouTube. His YouTube channel is Mytoecold. What a weird fucking username. I love it. Mytoecold. Go check him out. He's fucking amazing. Hilarious as fuck. Completely, I don't know if he's like ADHD or what. Doesn't matter. I like it. I like it a lot. So go check out his channel. Please subscribe to mine. And did I say that like 24 minutes ago? I think I did. Okay. Subscribe to his too, because he's a really cool dude. So go do that. And I'm gonna end the video like that. Mytoecold. Who comes up with that as a username? Okay, I really don't understand the way that Reddit works. I feel like technologically I'm behind. So I don't have an understanding of Reddit or Twitter, really. But if you ever wanted to like add me on Reddit, I don't know if that's a thing or not, but if you wanted to try, I've got like 3 different accounts. One of them's Jellyfisher. One of them was like an automated generated, I didn't choose it, so I don't remember what it is. But then I made another one. It's literally sour cream dash 911. I don't know why I chose that, but I was like, well, that's a funny combination. Anyway, Mytoecold, go check him out. I'm sure his toes are pretty cold. What if they're not? What if they're like warm as fuck? What a liar. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video. You guys try to like stay away from narcissists if you can. Well, is that like hate speech? Because narcissists do live among us, and like sometimes you can't tell right away. So I guess don't stay away from them, but like always own your truth, and don't ever let anyone talk you out of your truth, because I've done that and I really fucking regret it. So I really hope that that doesn't ever happen to you. And now I will end the video. So love ya. Bye.